So I just had a conversation with a good friend of mine. We were talking about going through PTSD and life experiences. We're talking about getting older and the experiences that we go through in life. And both of us have gone through some trauma. And he recommended a book called Scars and Stripes Forever by Edward Limon, I believe, Edward Raymond. I'm looking forward to reading the book. But one of the things in that book was a poem. And in the poem, the author says he was a POW. I haven't read the book yet. It was a POW during Vietnam. One of the things he says that despite whatever situation, he can always believe. And that brought up something that is really significant that I've been thinking about really deeply for a little while. And I want to see if I can articulate what I'm looking at here. It's really interesting to look at talking to my friend Mark about this. The identity wrapped around belief, the safety net around belief. The so it's really hard to describe what it is to hold a belief, right? And I think why this comes up because I've been thinking about faith. I see all kinds of posts about faith this and faith that. I'll include this. This is something that somebody shared on Facebook not long ago that I took a screenshot of. But the thing with faith that bothers me is the same thing that belief is. They're both acceptance of something without seeing it through. To me, I think the issue that I have with it is it feels lazy to me. It feels you believe something because you're not willing to go find out what the actual truth is. It's the paradox of life. It's the yin and the yang. Some people just get lazy, or I even. There's not even other people. It's just I get lazy and I believe things without going and checking them out to see if that's really true or not. That is a point. But what's wrong with believing something that helps give you stability? Who am I to say that you shouldn't allow yourself to hold on to something that gives you comfort? Who am I to say that there's a right or wrong in this? Because in my own, whatever this is, whether it's my biology, my psychology, just my immense suffering that I was going through in life, I don't know what it was. But something in there said, I want to know what the truth is. And I don't care if it kills me. I just want to know what the truth is. And that's going beyond belief, going beyond faith. That's going beyond anything that we can verbalize or anything that we can conceptualize. It just goes beyond all. It transcends everything. It's just the pure acceptance of what is truth and getting to the bottom of what that is. And that's a step in a different direction. It's not a step beyond, it's not a step backwards. It's just a step in a different direction. It's a different perspective of life. I think in the past, I've been guilty of judging others and myself as lazy and not really interested in truth. Not everybody wants to know what the truth is. There are the ciphers of the world, and vast majority of us are the ciphers of the world. We don't want to know. We want to be happy in the matrix. If you reflect back to the movie, had Neo never pulled, or Morpheus ever never pulled Cypher out of the Matrix, he would have been happy. He would not have known any different. And that's the thing that this channel does. Is it challenges you to look at things from different perspectives. And so I'm trying to show you that both perspectives exist at the same time. And no one can say which perspective is right. What is it that is on your heart? Where's your intuition taking you? And trust that, follow that. If you hear me talking on any of my videos about things like non-duality or the fact that the self doesn't exist and that life is just illusory and permanent. If that doesn't work for you, then skip it. You don't need it. It's for certain people. Just understand that there are multiple perspectives in life and you've got to find whatever is calling you. But also the the paradox of that, the balancing act of that is when you do feel uncomfortable, when people do push you out of your comfort zone, it's real easy to just block everything out and go, no, I just believe what I want to believe and never challenge yourself. You won't grow. That's the whole thing. That's your right to do. I can't question or dictate, or no one can, how you should live your life. That's just you. But when you start feeling maybe attacked, that you feel that somebody's rubbing you the wrong way, as I may be doing in this video, you have to ask yourself, where's that coming from? Was some fell threat, or what's actually going on? Can somebody else like myself just have an opinion that is what it is? I don't know. It's just something for you to think about the perspectives, and it's definitely given me some clarity. Everything is your teacher. I learned something that's been on my mind for several months, maybe even years. Like just this morning, this short little text conversation with a good friend of mine really brought things into a really distinct perspective of how fluid and beautiful both sides of the coin can be, holding a belief and not holding a belief. And neither one's right. It's just, what is it that you feel called to hold on to? And what do you feel called to let go of? And it's the letting go that can be very difficult because it's the release of ideas and beliefs that we think should be. And the reality of the situation is we don't know what should be because we're not in charge. We are just product of our environment. And if we can just allow things to be as they are, make changes where we can, and not saying lay down and be a wet noodle for everybody to walk over, but also not be fighting everything so hard that you're not getting any peace in life. You don't always have to go against the grain. If you could just stop for a moment and recognize that life is just what life is without your opinion being thrown into the mix. So if you throw your opinion in and you hold that opinion very tightly, you're going to ride the waves of emotion when those energies of things you like or dislike swell or dissipate. One moment you're going to be feeling rage and anger, and the next you're going to be feeling just complete nothing, just checked out. It's just the cycles of emotion that we go through in a given day. And if you can just relax your hold on what you think has to be and allow what is just a little more. What if you just gave in a little bit of your need to be right? Think about how much more peaceful your life would be if you gave up 20% more control. And what if you gave up 100% of control? You stopped fighting completely. You just went with the flow of life because you realize you're not in control. God's in control. And can't we just let God do what God does? Or do we have to have our way about it? What belief are we holding that says things have to be a certain way? When you can let that go, life becomes simple, effortless, joyful. And it gets intermixed with fits of depression, fits of anger, fits of rage, even. Sometimes it feels like justifiable rage. When you see some of the atrocities that we're doing to each other. But if you can just realize that you cannot control those situations. You can control what is here right now, only what's here right now. If you can relax into that, it's it's wonderful. And I've been on the other side of that. My PTSD was wound up so tight that everything was a negative. I'd be complaining right now because it wasn't sunny. Just like you can find a way to turn everything into a negative. Absolutely everything. But everything can also be a positive. And it's just what side of that perspective are you holding? Just understand there's always a dual perspective going on in life. And they both exist at the exact same time, which is really a non-dual way of looking at it. There's not a this or that. There's this and that. What are you looking at? What side of the coin are you looking at? But you have to have both sides of the coin for the coin to exist. There has to be a yin and a yang. There has to be the negative and positive. But it's all the same thing. It's just different energies in different directions. One you focus on is the one that your life becomes. Can you relax into the moment? Can you accept freedom? It's truly what scares us. The freedom. It is here. But you gotta let go of some shit if you want it. You've gotta let go of some stuff. It's just we're holding on for dear life because we don't know. It's okay. I understand that. I'm human just like you are. But you gotta let go. And the amazing thing is you think that when you let go, you're gonna fall. And there's nowhere to fall to. Just nowhere to go. Because it's all right here.